That box of pasta sitting in your kitchen feels familiar and safe, something you cook without thinking twice. But what if it is not what you believe? The idea that pasta equals Italian tradition and food no longer holds. Behind many popular brands are traces of pesticides, heavy metals, and contamination that rarely get questioned. Australians have trusted these products for years, not because they were careless, but because the truth stayed hidden. After investigating how everyday pasta is grown, sourced, and processed, what we uncovered changes how you shop. In this video, we expose 7 pasta brands you should avoid immediately, and at the end, we will show which pasta is worth buying. Let's start with number 7 now. Number 7, San Remo is a familiar name in Australian kitchens, trusted for everyday meals and family dinners. At first glance, the ingredients look reassuringly simple: durum wheat semolina and water, creating the impression of a clean, traditional pasta. What is rarely explained is how that wheat is grown and treated before processing. Much of it comes from large-scale industrial farming, where chemical sprays are commonly used. Independent testing has detected traces of glyphosate in some San Remo products. Glyphosate is a weed killer, commonly used in industrial wheat farming, and long-term exposure has been linked in multiple studies to increased cancer risk. Even when residues fall within Australian limits, stricter standards in parts of Europe allow far less, raising questions about safety margins. On the plate, this industrial approach shows the pasta softens quickly, loses firmness, and struggles to hold sauce properly. The deeper issue is health over time. Repeated exposure to chemical residues can accumulate in the body, stressing digestion and hormonal balance, with children and frequent consumers facing the greatest risk. This contradicts family trust. Number 6, Woolworths Essentials Pasta. If Coles raised concerns, Woolworths Essentials goes even further. This is the supermarket's economy line, designed to be the cheapest option on the shelf, and that low price is achieved by cutting quality to the absolute minimum. The wheat used in Woolworths Essentials pasta is industrial-grade grain purchased in bulk from the lowest global bidders. It is blended from multiple sources with no clear origin, no quality certification, and no transparency about how it is grown or stored. Testing revealed that Woolworths Essentials contained the highest glyphosate residue levels of all the pastas examined, significantly higher than San Remo and even higher than Black and Gold. Glyphosate is a weed killer commonly used in industrial wheat farming, and long-term exposure has been linked in multiple studies to increased cancer risk. Legal limits may allow it, but legal does not mean safe. The problems do not stop there. This pasta also contains unusually high sodium levels for a product that should only be made from wheat and water. This unnecessary added salt contributes to high blood pressure and increases the risk of heart disease over time. Processing shortcuts make it worse. Extreme high heat drying destroys whatever nutritional value existed in the already poor quality wheat. What remains is nutritionally dead starch that spikes blood sugar levels like refined white flour. For diabetics trying to manage blood glucose, this pasta is a disaster. For families, seniors, and anyone eating this regularly, the health impact quietly accumulates. Woolworths reports record profits while selling the lowest quality pasta legally possible, shifting long-term health risks onto budget-conscious households. Number 5, Black and Gold. This is Australia's budget pasta option, chosen mainly because it is cheap and widely available. The price feels almost too good to question, and for many families trying to save money, it becomes a regular purchase. The problem starts with the wheat itself. Black and Gold pasta is made using extremely low-grade wheat, often grain that does not meet higher quality standards. This wheat can sit in storage for long periods, sometimes exposed to moisture, increasing the risk of mold contamination before processing even begins. Because the semolina quality is so poor, extra gluten is often added just to hold the pasta together. That gluten may come from different wheat sources, which is why cooking results are inconsistent. One box might seem acceptable, while another turns to mush within minutes. Laboratory analysis has found higher levels of heavy metals in Black and Gold pasta, specifically cadmium and lead. These metals come from wheat grown in contaminated soil near industrial areas. Heavy metals do not wash out during cooking. They accumulate in the body over time. For children, lead exposure is associated with developmental and learning problems. For pregnant women, cadmium can cross the placental barrier and affect fetal development. Regular consumption means these risks quietly build. especially in families who rely on this pasta week after week. Processing makes it worse. Ultra-high heat drying leaves the pasta brittle, weak, and unnaturally uniform in color, raising serious questions about overall quality. What looks like saving money often means sacrificing long-term health. Number 4, continental pasta and sauce. These small boxes of dried pasta with powdered sauce sachets are pantry staples in countless Australian homes. They're quick, cheap, and marketed as the perfect solution for busy families. But behind that convenience is a nutritional disaster, disguised as an easy meal. Let's start with what's actually inside the box. The pasta itself is made from low-grade wheat, similar to budget brands like Black and Gold. It contains minimal protein and maximum starch, cooking so fast that it often turns soft and mushy, offering little real nutrition. The real problem, however, is the sauce packet. Reading the ingredient list is alarming. The first ingredient is often maltodextrin, a highly processed carbohydrate that spikes blood sugar even faster than regular sugar. Then comes salt, and a lot of it. A single continental carbonara can contain over 1,100 milligrams of sodium, nearly half the recommended daily intake in one small serving. For children, that level of salt is especially damaging. Next come the chemical additives. Flavor enhancers such as monosodium glutamate, disodium inosinate, and disodium guanylate are used to trick the brain into thinking the food tastes rich, when nutritionally it offers almost nothing. These additives have been linked to headaches, digestive discomfort, and in some studies, neurotoxic effects with long-term consumption. Artificial colors like tartrazine and sunset yellow are also included, both linked to hyperactivity in Europe. Foods containing these dyes require warning labels. In Australia, they are allowed without restriction. Add preservatives, thickeners, and anti-caking agents. And what remains is not food, but a chemistry set. What makes this worse is how Continental markets these products. They are sold to time-poor parents as quick, affordable family meals, showing images of happy children. What isn't shown are the obesity, attention issues, and metabolic problems linked to regular consumption of ultra-processed foods like this. One nutrition expert described Continental pasta and sauce as one of the worst products in Australian supermarkets. The combination of poor quality pasta, excessive sodium, chemical additives, and almost no nutritional value makes it particularly harmful for. Yet many families buy it weekly and then wonder why childhood obesity continues to rise. Number 3, Coles branded pasta. Supermarket house brands often raise an important question. Is the product truly comparable to name brands, or is quality being quietly reduced to cut costs? Coles sources this pasta through low-cost manufacturing contracts, often using large overseas facilities that produce pasta for multiple brands. To meet strict price targets, ingredient quality and storage standards are kept at the minimum acceptable level. The biggest concern is the wheat itself. Independent testing has detected mycotoxins, toxic compounds created when wheat develops mold during improper storage. These toxins are not destroyed by cooking and can remain in the finished pasta. Once consumed regularly, mycotoxins can accumulate in the body. Long-term exposure has been linked in studies to liver stress, kidney damage, and suppression of the immune system, making the body less able to fight illness. Children and frequent consumers are more vulnerable because their bodies process toxins less efficiently. These quality issues show up during cooking. The pasta sticks together, turns gummy, and develops an unnatural taste, signaling degraded raw ingredients. Coles has the scale and resources to demand safer standards, but chooses not to. Cost savings come first, while health risks quietly pass to families who trust the brand week after week. Number 2, Barilla. Barilla is one of the most recognizable pasta brands in Australian supermarkets, trusted for its Italian heritage and premium blue packaging. The branding strongly suggests traditional Italian quality, leading many shoppers to believe they are buying pasta made in Italy by skilled artisans. The reality is different. Much of the Barilla pasta sold in Australia is manufactured in industrial facilities outside Italy, including countries like Turkey, Greece, and sometimes Mexico, a detail that is rarely obvious on the packaging. Barilla sources its durum wheat from global commodity markets, prioritizing price over quality. Wheat is purchased from regions such as Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Argentina, where intensive farming relies heavily on chemical weed control. Independent testing in 2020 detected traces of glyphosate in several Barilla products. Glyphosate is a weed killer, commonly used in industrial wheat farming, and long-term exposure has been linked in multiple studies to increase cancer risk. While these levels may be legal, legal does not always mean safe. Processing further reduces quality. Barilla uses Teflon dyes and high-temperature drying, producing smooth pasta that sauce struggles to cook, and that turns mushy if slightly overcooked. Despite premium pricing, what you are paying for is branding, not traditional quality or health. Number 1. Latina Fresh. Now we move into the refrigerated section, and this is where things become even more disturbing. Latina Fresh presents itself as authentic Italian-style fresh pasta, positioned as a premium option with higher prices and the promise of restaurant-quality meals at home. Australian families pay 4 to 5 times more than dried pasta because they believe fresh automatically means better. In this case, it doesn't. Not with Latina Fresh. The first major issue is shelf life. Real fresh pasta typically lasts only 3 to 4 days in the fridge before spoiling. Latina Fresh pasta, however, sits in supermarket refrigerators for weeks. That raises an obvious question. How is that possible? The answer is preservatives, and plenty of them. The ingredient list includes potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, and citric acid, all used to artificially extend shelf life. These chemicals have no place in authentic fresh pasta. Traditional Italian fresh pasta contains flour, eggs, and sometimes a small amount of olive oil. Nothing more. By comparison, Latina Fresh reads like a chemistry experiment, filled with modified wheat starch, vegetable gums, emulsifiers, and so-called natural flavors, which are lab-created compounds designed to imitate real taste. The most shocking issue came in 2021, when Latina Fresh recalled multiple products due to potential Listeria contamination. Listeria is a dangerous bacteria that causes severe illness and is especially risky for pregnant women, the elderly, and people with weakened immune systems. The recall affected thousands of units across multiple states, yet it was handled quietly with minimal media attention. Many Australians who bought these products never even knew. That leads to a disturbing question. How did Listeria end up in sealed refrigerated pasta? Either there were serious hygiene failures during production, the preservatives failed to protect the product, or both. None of these explanations inspire confidence. The pasta tastes acceptable because it has been engineered to taste that way. But when compared to genuinely fresh pasta made the same day by a real Italian nonna, the difference is obvious. Latina Fresh is an industrial food product pretending to be artisanal. You're paying premium prices for factory-made convenience, chemical preservatives, and a documented contamination history. After exposing these 7 brands, you deserve clarity, not confusion. It's only fair to show you which pasta is actually worth buying. There are still a few brands that prove pasta can be made properly without shortcuts or hidden compromises. Number 2. Garofalo. Garofalo is an Italian import available in most major supermarkets and represents how pasta is traditionally meant to be made. It is produced in Gragnano, Italy, using methods that have remained unchanged for generations. The pasta is slow-dried at low temperatures over several days and extruded through bronze dyes, creating a rough surface that allows sauces to cling properly. The wheat comes from specific Italian regions with strict quality standards, not global commodity markets. When cooked, Garofalo pasta holds its shape, maintains its texture, and tastes the way real wheat should. There is no chemical aftertaste and no rapid breakdown. Yes, it costs more than typical supermarket brands, but what you are buying is real food, not industrial starch with hidden contamination. It proves that properly made pasta still exists. Number 1. Fiella. Fiella Organic is a genuinely better choice for pasta lovers who want clean ingredients without hidden compromises. It is made using certified organic wheat sourced from Australian farms, giving clear transparency about where the grain comes from and how it is grown. Unlike mass-produced pasta, Fiella uses traditional low-temperature processing methods that preserve the wheat's natural structure, taste, and texture. This slower approach avoids the harsh industrial shortcuts that strip away nutritional value. Independent testing has shown minimal to no detectable pesticide residues, which is exactly what health-conscious families expect from an organic product. The ingredient list remains simple, without unnecessary additives or processing aids. Fiella does cost slightly more than standard supermarket pasta, but that price reflects real quality rather than marketing claims. You're paying for proper sourcing, careful processing, and food that supports long-term health. Thanks for staying through this investigation and taking your health seriously. If this helps you see everyday food differently, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're continuing this work next with a deep dive into breakfast cereals, where the deception runs even deeper. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next.